Hi, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another day and another card trick. Going to use two people today, John and Sue. You're going to pick a card and a number. Now we don't know who's going to pick which yet, so we'll get you both to pick a number to begin with. Now Sue, if you'd like to take the cards, examine them, make sure they're just a regular deck and give them a very good shuffling. John, could you cut about a third of the pack and place it here? And Sue, if you'd like to cut half the pack and put it here. We now have 3 packets on the table. I want you both to talk among yourselves to decide which packet you're going to use. The other 2 we're going to eliminate. You want the middle packet, this one here. Are you happy with that? Yep. I now need you both to pick a random number. Now the problem is when you ask someone to pick a random number, it's never really random. Because I might say to John, give me a number, and you might give me your age, and Sue, you might give me your door number. The problem with that, they're not random. You knew the numbers in advance. And if you knew them, then I may have known them. I may know how old you are, John, and where you live, Sue. We want it to be totally random. Using these cards, I'm going to look away while I've got my back turned. Sue, if you'd like to just cut a few cards from the pack and count them, that will be your random number. Whatever's left, John, you can either grab all of them, or if you want, you can take a few and do likewise, count them. So if I turn away, and Sue, if you'd like to cut some cards, and John, if you'd also like to cut a few cards as well. Now John, before I turn around, can you give your cards to Sue, and Sue, could you shuffle them together? Okay, now let's get rid of these and just put the cards down here. You both have a randomized number that no one could have known in advance. We need a card chosen. Out of the 2 of you, who do you think has the most retentive memory? Sue, you believe you got the better memory. Do you agree with that, John? Okay. So Sue, what I'm going to do is to show you these cards that you've shuffled, and I want you to remember the card that falls at your number position. So if you're thinking of the number 2, as I deal these out, remember the second card. Are you happy with that? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, have you got one? Yeah, you've got a card. So you're now thinking of one of these cards in the packet. So the situation we have is that Sue, you're thinking of one card, and John, you're thinking of a number. Now, the foreseeable future, the imminent future. If I could move forward into that foreseeable future, I would know what your number is and your card. How? Because you're both going to tell me that information in just a couple of minutes. So if I could go into the foreseeable future, yes, okay, and come back to the here and now, I know what your card is and I know the position that it's going to appear in, your number. If I go through these cards, yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove one card from the packet. It's your card. And I'm going to put it in the correct position. So Sue, what was your card? The King of Diamonds. John, and your number was 5. But of course I knew that information already because I've already been here. I went into the foreseeable future. If that is true, John, if you deal those cards down, the card in the 5th position where I placed it will be your freely chosen King of Diamonds. Deal the cards down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there it is there. And that is the foreseeable future. Hopefully you enjoyed that variation of a classic method. Now, why I say that is because the method that it uses has been around for centuries. The first time I came across it is in this book here, Magic with Cards. This is, believe it or not, a book that I bought in the 1970s. It was the very first book I ever bought on magic. I had got loads out of the local library over the years, but this is the first one I bought out of my own pocket money, saved up for weeks and bought this, and I still use this even now. You can see how dog-eared it is. It gets a lot of use. There is a trick in here that was called a perfect match on page 123. Okay, and the method is quite a common one, and as I said, most of you will probably know it. It's where you normally get, it's a self-worker by the way, a spectator to cut some cards, someone else cuts some cards, you get rid of these, they count their cards. When you show them the cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they remember their card, surprisingly, when you show the other spectator the same card is what they will choose. So both spectators pick the same card. It's a self-worker. And that is the principle behind this trick. If you watch the routine, it is as it was performed. But let me very quickly go through it with you. As you know, with self-working card tricks, you normally use the whole pack. And I hate that because it becomes boring when somebody takes a bunch of cards and you've got to count them and deal them down. So what I came up with is that they shuffle the cards. You get one person to cut about a third and a half. That way you've got 3 packets with less cards in. Now they can choose any. Now what I would say to you is, in case you're presenting this with magicians watching, they will believe that you're doing a magician's choice when you ask them to pick one of the packets. That's why I always make sure I specify, pick one of these packets and we're going to use that and eliminate the other 2. So say they pick this one, you get rid of these. You then get one spectator to cut a few cards, the other spectator to cut the cards. They can take all of them if they want. Okay, like that. So if we just count these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This person's got 8 cards. This person's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this person's got 8, this person's got 9. They put them together and they shuffle them. This is when you turn back around once they've done these moves. The rest of it is going to work itself. Pick up the cards and you're going to turn them face up because I need to reverse the order. I then deal the cards down, so it doesn't matter whether this person or this person. If we say this person over here chooses a card, he's going to remember the 9th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10 of spades is their card. As I deal the other cards down, I stop calling out the count as I get near to the end, so it doesn't look as though I've got to count all the cards, because they might think that's something to do with the method. So as I'm going 9, 10, 11, 12, have you got your card? And I just kind of casually drop these on. It makes no difference. That's their card. All you do is you gather the cards up, flip them over. This person picked the number 8. This is what you do. You say you're going to go into the foreseeable future. They've told you the card, they've told you the number. I need to get a card from the top to the bottom. That's all. That's the only move of the whole trick. I've got to take a card from the top and put it to the bottom. Now you can do anything you like, but I like to pick up the card and say, I now know what your card is. I go through the cards and I tend to remove somewhere near the top. Now I know that the spectators wouldn't have taken 2 or 3 cards. Okay, so you're safe to grab any of these and you need to put it to the bottom. Now I just put it a couple from the bottom, and this is why I keep them squared. Pull out a card so that they don't know where I'm pulling it from. That's important. I then put it near the bottom and push it in like that. Again, keep it covered. The trick's done. If we now count down 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's automatic, it works every time. As I said, the principle isn't new, the method's been around for years. So I hope you enjoyed that trick, very quick, simple and direct. As usual, practice and enjoy the hobby.